Hey guys, so we made it out to Uwharrie National Forest. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half west of Raleigh, North Carolina. So we're getting to a little foothills here. It's a beautiful part of the country. It's a little cooler here than it would be over in Holly Springs. So I think we're about 48, so it's a little cool, but just a gorgeous day. Got a couple miles of trails here. We're gonna check out some black and blue trails, and just going to take you guys along for the ride. And I'm going to be doing kind of a final review on this Motobecane 529 here, and kind of wrap things up with this bike, because I'm going to start demoing some other bikes that I'm really interested in. So this is a great starter bike if you're looking to kind of just get started out on something. It's not bad, but it definitely has a fair amount of weaknesses in terms of like rideability and like a little more aggressive terrain. So looking to get on some maybe ibises, and the Motobecane is okay, but it doesn't compare to an ibis. And then the Mondraker and Scott are two bikes I'm really interested in and want to check out more of. But I think I'm headed towards the Ibis Ripmo AF. So I'm pretty confident in that. But that Mondraker I rode in Asheville in Christmas time just was such an amazing, sweet bike. So we'll see what we wind up with. So anyway, we're going to hit the trail here. I'll see you out there. And away we go. So Uwharrie is, like I said, it's about an hour and a half just southwest of Raleigh, about an hour and 20 minutes from me. So quite a bit further than San Lee Park. But pretty cool little park here. Cool out, more than a little bit actually. It's really cold. It's really cool. Should be a trail entrance up here somewhere on the right. Here it is, Wood Run. So looking for blue markings are mountain bike trails. Let me just drop our seat here a bit. Not been out here before, not quite sure what to expect. Nice little flow through here. Chunk through here. Oh, yeah. More chunk. My experience with chunk is keep moving. don't stop on the jump. Oh yeah. So yesterday went out, did about 17 miles. And today I'm feeling it. The thighs are definitely feeling it. All right, let's hit the trail again. So one thing to consider when you're out here is that, especially getting out a little bit further away from everything, is making sure you're prepared for your journey. Some extra tubes, plenty of water, snacks, and some clothing in case the weather changes. I mean, it gets warmer. That's not usually a big deal. Take off some layers, but things get really cold for unexpected front moves in, like snow or something. You better be able to keep yourself warm and safe. Here we are. I think we've got another trail over to our right. Just gonna take a peek over there real quick. See what that says. What do we got? Super tree. Yep. Super Tree Trail. That's what I saw. And Wood Run Road. So, I think we'll do some Super Tree. Super Tree Trail. Here we go. nice little squeak in the bike. Climbing. Oh yeah. I think we're going to climb this little bitty hill here, and then we're going to head back because we just made it to some pretty substantial climbing here. I think the trail I'm on said there's only about a 400, 500 foot elevation, but it must be all right here, all at once. So I think we're gonna head back here and just let it rip. Take a second here, grab a quick drink. All right, here we are, starting to head back. Beautiful, beautiful trails out there. Had a little snack, a little fuel, give the legs a minute. Got some good downhill little sections, a little speed. Here. Oh yeah. That was nice. A little tiny climb here, then some more downhill. Nothing like some pea gravel at the bottom of a screaming hill. Very cool. That was fun. Whoop. All right, so official follow-up of the Motobecane 529HT. I think we've been at about 4 or 5 months now, and so high point. It's a $400 bike. So let's keep that in the forefront of this entire conversation here. It's $400. To put that in perspective, on a Yeti, the dropper post, the Fox dropper post they use, is $300. So for $1 more, you get a whole bike. I'm sorry, for $100 more. For $100 more, you get a whole bike, but no dropper post. So, positives, pretty solid bike. I mean, it's going to take pretty much what you throw at it. The shocks are 28 millimeter shocks, so they don't compare to a 34, 36s from like an EVO or Diamond or a Fox factory 36s. These don't compare. We're not comparing them. For most of the trails that I've been on, they've been okay. Yesterday went on about 17-mile ride, and today we're going to do, I don't know how many miles, but we're in a pretty nice section here. Let's get a little air here. Nice. Great little trails here. So it's got 8 gears in the rear and 3 in the front. I've never used the top gear ever. Even yesterday on the road, riding on the road, still just couldn't really find the need for it. It's just too hard and awkward a gear for this type of a bike. It's a complete waste. Motobecane could definitely have gone with a 1 in 11 setup on this bike. And a dropper post, and this bike would be a pretty decent bike. To be honest, probably my biggest complaint after riding on some really nice bikes with dropper posts, they make such a huge difference in your riding. So things I've changed out on this bike. I changed out the handlebars and the stem because they were just ridiculous. There's weird angles and 4-inch long tube stem was just ridiculous. Plus the stem being 4 inches back puts me back a little bit further on the bike. And for this bike, in my experience on this bike, that's a really good thing. This is not a bike you want to get forward on. You will go over the bars, you will get hurt. So I changed out the bars and the stem. I got that little mud deflector thing. First thing I changed was the pedals. I don't know if you're going to see them, probably not. Put some Chesters race face Chesters on here. They were awesome. I love them. And then finally, the last thing I changed, most recently, were the tires. And I'm just gonna say, if you get this bike, change the tires immediately. Unless you ride for just working really hard for no reason, change the tires. The tires that come on the bike suck. They don't do anything well. They don't roll well on the road. They don't grab well on hard pack or soft stuff. They just suck. So change them out. I opted here for these Schwalbe knobby nicks, and they're phenomenal. They're probably perfect for my terrain here and my riding. Just phenomenal tires. On the road ride yesterday, I noticed how easy they rolled. Just a great rolling tire. And then today out here at Uwharrie National Forest, getting into that downhill and into that really soft stuff, they just dig right in. And then they shed out the mud. The shifter on this bike is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, probably, but it's not great. Derailleur, front derailleur is not great at all. Rear one's okay. The frame on the bike is solid. It's a hardtail, and your legs are all there is for rear suspension, and you feel it. The front end definitely bottomed out a bunch, even on the front end, but you know, depending on your terrain, if you're in places like eastern North Carolina, where you're mostly flat, more cross-country / trail, you're fine for the most part. I mean, you get into any of the tech parks and jumps, well, then it's going to suffer. But for this kind of stuff, gravel road, trail ride, cross-country riding, this is perfectly adequate. So, things to think about. Could you get anything better for $400? I really don't know. You can. Although it's not great, this bike has gotten me out on trails for the last 5 months. I would not be riding if I was waiting around to save up $5 grand for an Ibis, you know, or a Scott. This wouldn't happen. It's not like I dropped something. So final thoughts on the Motobecane 529HT. Well, they're this. I still have another couple months before I can pick up the Ibis Ribno AAAF. So I'll still be on this bike. And to be honest, I'll hold on to this bike. I'm definitely not going to get rid of this bike. I'd call this bike a trainer. I don't know if it's an official term or not, but if you want to get out, you want to figure out and find out, do I want to be a mountain biker? Is this something I want to do? Will I enjoy this? Is this fun? Will I like the trails near me? This is probably a good bike to start out on. The only disclaimer I would say is you're for out in the Big West. Like, I think possibly even a terrain like Moab, you could be fine on this bike. But get into more of the crazy Rocky Mountain stuff up in Washington, like Squamish, heavy duty, big terrains, big bouldering stuff, big downhills that are technical. This is not your bike. It's just not. You won't enjoy it. Don't get it. But barring that, I think it's a great training bike. Don't go out and spend $5,000 on a bike if you've never ridden before. Just don't do it. Yeah, it's gonna look cool. It's gonna ride great. So we're coming back out. Such an awesome place. Definitely coming back here. Final thoughts on the Motobecane 529 out here in Uwharrie National Forest. So just a update. Yesterday I did about 17-18 miles on the road, and then about 3 miles or so, 4 miles up at Harris Lake Park. And then today I came out here to Uwharrie, just pure mountain biking. And overall, I mean, it's okay. It's a good bike. $400. I mean, you can't ask that much of this bike. Kind of just a quick update, just guys have an idea. Things I changed out pretty quick were the pedals. I put the Chesters on here, race face Chesters. I changed out the tires to these knobby nicks, and they were probably one of the best things after the pedals. I did change out the handlebars and the stem on the bike, and that was a huge difference. That was phenomenal. These grips, the overall layout on this probably pushed me back about 3-4 inches at least in my sitting on the bike, and really helped. The rest of the bike is pretty much stock. It's 3 gears in the front, you got 8 in the back. The disc brakes are okay. They're actually a fluid, a hydraulic brake, and they're pretty good. The bike came with horrible tires, and I probably should have changed those out first. And honestly, if this was going to be like my main bike forever, I would definitely would get a dropper post on this bike. Because of the cost, it's probably the cheapest thing you can find that's decent is about $100. I'm just holding off. I'm looking to put anything I get towards a Ibis Ripmo AF, and that's really kind of my focus right now. So this is a good bike to ride on, but for the most part, you get what you get. Pretty good. Not bad. Not a bad bike. So again, the Toba Kane 529. You can get it on Bikes Direct. It's for $400. It's not bad. It'll get you out riding, which is the best and most important part. And then from there, you can really assess how much more of a bike you need, what kind of bike you like, how do you like to ride, what kind of trails you like to ride. Those are all really big things that are going to affect, your enjoyment. And then ultimately what bike you wind up with. So unless you've got money to blow, you're probably going to only have one or maybe two bikes. But for me, my sights are pretty much set on that Ripmo, but there's lots of other great bikes out there. I rode the Mondraker Foxy RR in Christmas, and that bike is just awesome. If I had the money, I would have those two bikes. I'd have the Mondraker and the Ibis Ripmo, no question about it. But having to only have one bike, the Ripmo really kind of checks a couple more boxes. And for my trails where I ride most of the time, it's just a better fit. So thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we're going to be, in a couple of days you'll see me again, and we're going to hit some more trails, trying to get a little bit further out west. And ultimately our goal is to get out to DuPont and Pisgah again, and get out to Squatch bikes, and get back on that Ripmo and that Mondraker again, and do a review of both of those bikes. And hopefully if they have both the Ripmo AF and the Ripmo carbon fiber, I will try and do both of those bikes back to back and give you really kind of a decent review on how I think they compare. So thanks for tuning in. See you guys soon.